So Monet already knows she was betrayed and manipulated along with Kane, but just wait until she finds out from Tariq exactly who Dante Spears is. But will Monet execute her plan? That's the question. She wants to take out Lorenzo. Well, that's what she told Mecca anyway, but I'm sure we all know it's the opposite. But what is Mecca's play giving Zeke this Porsche? Is he just trying to buy his son? I'm gonna go through this exclusive clip, and Zeke being the hurtful death that we could see, but also how Betrayal and Loyalty runs deep in Ghost. Kane is gonna have to make a big decision. Best friends have gone against each other, with Tariq using a photo and Brayden taking the stand. And then there's Effie, who got rid of Lauren for her own benefit. We even saw Rashad Tate throwing his own brother under the bus. So everyone's going in different directions, and some have different agendas, which will definitely make for an epic finish. Hence the title and theme of this video, Betrayal and Loyalty. Because we really don't know what direction some of these characters are heading in. But let's start with Monet, Mecca, and Zeke. Because Dante Spears has been pulling on the heartstrings of Monet all season long, and it was only until this very moment where I think Dante fucked up. He orchestrated this drive-by, and if you watch Monet's facial reaction in this scene, she knew something wasn't quite right. And when she questioned Kane, she got down to the bottom of Dante's manipulation and lies, and she wasn't disappointed in Dante, she was disappointed in herself that she let her get herself into this situation, because she didn't stick to her own advice that she gave to Diana all the way in episode 2, lovers make you weak and partners make you strong. And all season long, Mecca has been making Monet weak, but not anymore. We're about to see a huge betrayal coming from Monet, but Kane as well. Notice how Monet didn't say anything to Kane, but the minute she said they needed to come up with a plan to kill Lorenzo, Kane said he was on board, because he knew the real target was Mecca. And this is because Mecca's been betraying and manipulating Kane all season long as well, just to get to Monet. But what will further fuel Monet, Kane, and Tariq as well in working together in taking out Mecca? Because Monet will definitely need Tariq's help as well. But what will fuel them into taking Mecca out is these snitch papers and the information that Tariq found out from Davis McLean. So we're about to see a huge double cross and betrayal from Monet, and Mecca definitely deserves it. And this promo image that was released with Monet and Lorenzo, who knows, Lorenzo could even be in on the plan. But will Mecca see Monet, Kane, and Tariq coming? Because I'm sure Mecca isn't that stupid to know that Tariq, knowing his secret and that information, is going to find its way back to the Tejadas very soon. So what counterplays will he put in place to possibly counter Monet's betrayal? And let's not get it twisted, he may have killed Nuff and the chef, but he still has a lot of soldiers at his disposal who are highly trained and highly skilled. So if Monet wants Tariq and Kane's help in trying to take down Mecca and protect her family from him, then they're gonna have to be 3 moves ahead of him at all times. And what I think can help them stay ahead is, Mecca thinks he'll be able to track Kane and Tariq's whereabouts, because both of them are trackers, which could give Mecca their location and tell him where they're at all times. So could they use this to their advantage? Similar to how Ghost was in 2 places at once with the Felipe Lobos kill, using the hotel as a front and Tasha as an alibi. His location was secured, while he and Tommy dealt with Felipe Lobos. So could we see a similar move from Kane and Tariq? But let's have a look at it from the other perspective, as we always do. Now technically he's being protected by law enforcement. He was taken out of the country for his safety. He then came back into the country without them knowing. But killing him could raise eyebrows and lead the Tejadas and Tariq into more trouble with law enforcement if they kill one of their informants. So could we actually see Mecca surviving but going back on the run and leaving the city, and in essence leaving his storyline and return open for the future? Because let's not forget, Dre was one of the biggest snitches on Power but survived until the very end, and Mecca may be a snitch but he's still got a lot of resources and soldiers. So bringing someone like Mecca down, it's not going to be an easy task. But coming on to Mecca and Zeke, now there's definitely going to be a death in episode 10, which was teased by Courtney Kemp, but a death that we're going to feel. And this death that I think we'll feel could very well be Zeke, because all the doors are closing in on him. His NBA prospects are pretty much dead after Dante leaked to the press about his real age. He knows about Monet being involved in Carrie's death, and I really don't see any of the other Tejadas dying. Now, we saw this exclusive clip with Dante giving Zeke this Porsche, and that's him trying to buy his son to step onto that plane when they leave. Because Mecca has basically made sure that Zeke has nothing left in New York, because he's got no NBA prospects anymore thanks to Dante. He's even trying to convince him to forgive Monet, because Zeke knows that she had something to do with Carrie's death, and he still hasn't fully forgiven her. Now I know in season 1 Simon Stern said to Tariq, if Zeke doesn't play, you don't stay. But it's not Tariq's fault that Monet fakes Zeke's age, or if he gets killed. So does Tariq get punished for something that's not his fault? And technically he doesn't even need Ghost's inheritance if he gets the 2 million from Dante in his offshore account. But Simon Stern will want truth, and the only way he gets the club is if Tariq graduates and inherits Ghost's estate, so I'm sure he'll find a way of keeping Tariq in college, with or without Zeke. But if Zeke was the one to die, how tragic would it be if it happened in this Porsche? Or if this is what Kane and Tariq were talking about in the trailer for episode 10, because it really would be crazy if Kane went out to kill Zeke. And also, let's not forget, we're also going to be introduced to Lena in season 3, who's Monet's sister. Now she's the one who brought Zeke up, so why is she coming to New York? Now there are other deaths that can happen such as Ev and Trace, but they really wouldn't hurt, and there are a lot of characters which are safe, which I'll go through tomorrow. So let's see what happens with Zeke and this betrayal and double cross from Monet. But let's move on and run through Tariq with his betrayal and loyalty, and he's actually someone who betrayed Brayden, even after they patched things up in episode 6 and promised to be honest with each other. But Tariq's problem is, he will always do what he can do to protect his family. For example, asking for the 2 million from Dante. That was for him and his family, what's left of it anyway. But Tariq had the issue of Tate taking the stand and him needing the photo from the album which was at Brayden's parents' house, and Brayden was clear when he said he couldn't use it because it would pretty much finish his father and the Western name. But in a deleted scene, Tariq went to Brayden's country house, talked his way in with the maid, and stole the picture from the album, which she gave to Tate. Now this was a betrayal from Tariq, because Brayden clearly told him that his father would get caught up in Rashad Tate blowing up Rick Sweeney, and Tariq really did break Brayden's trust after everything they said to each other in episode 6. It goes back to how Tariq will always do what's best for himself, no matter what the sacrifice is, and the sacrifice had to be Sweeney and possibly Brayden's father and the Western name. And I really do feel bad for Brayden, because while Tariq was busy stealing his photo for his cause, Brayden was actually given the chance to hand Tariq on a silver platter while he gets full immunity. But even though Trace doesn't know the street code, he does, and he stayed strong and he stayed loyal to Tariq. But Tariq's response was, this is the game, it's life or death, and he was looking out for himself. And ironically, it did come to a life or death situation, and it was Brayden's turn to actually betray Tariq, because Tariq gave him the job to take Lauren out of town, not knowing that Kane and Effie wanted her dead. Now the thing is, he wasn't able to kill Lauren, and Effie saved him from pulling the trigger, mainly for her own selfish reasons of wanting Tariq, and that's a whole nother issue in itself. Did Effie betray Tariq as well with the information that she got from Tariq with Lauren wearing the wire? Of course she did. She went straight to Kane, who then gave the job to Brayden. But what will Tariq say to Brayden when he finds out that he let Effie take Lauren? This still all depends on Lauren's fate, which we still don't know by the way. But the stakes are about to get higher for Brayden, because it's his turn to either stay loyal or betray Tariq when he gets up on the stand. And I do think he will stay loyal, otherwise I don't think we'd see Tariq roaming free with a peace with Kane. So I'm sure his case is over at this point in episode 10, and it's just a matter of how the case ends, whether it's dismissed or whether someone else takes the fall. But staying with the case, there was also another betrayal with Rashad Tate turning on his brother Kamal to help Tariq after he got the photo. Now Kamal Tate told him there was a new eyewitness that can't make her mind up about her story for the Jabari murder, and I do wonder who this eyewitness is and whether we'll see her in episode 10. It is something to keep in the back of our minds. But Tate used this information not just to blow up Jenny's case against Tariq, but at the same time, putting his own brother's Kamal's career on the line, and the clue really was in Kamal Tate's character description before the season began, because Rashad Tate is someone who will do anything to get what he wants. And again, Rashad Tate is someone who's very cunning, smart, and someone who used Law 3 of concealing his intentions from the 48 Laws of Power when he was giving his advice to his own brother. And in this game, especially with politics, you can't trust no one, especially not Rashad Tate. So that was Tate's betrayal, but does his storyline continue on Ghost, or are we now going to see the introduction of influence? But coming away to the other Tejadas, Dru and Diana were also ready to put their loyalty aside for the people that they love, because Lorenzo ordered Dru to get his weight back. Now Diana used a selective honesty law to trick Tariq with her crocodile tears into getting his QR code, which could give them access to the hidden bricks on the roof, while Dru used his relationship with Ev to get his keycard, which gave them access to the roof. So we saw both of them pulling a quick one on the ones they love and betraying them. But what are the consequences of this? Monet, Tariq and Kane have lost their product. Meanwhile, Ev's card has been used to access the roof. So could we see Ev in hot bother with Detective Whitman again? Because this is a promo image from episode 10 and he's gonna be back. But this will further fuel the need to take Ev off the board. But that's a breakdown of Betrayal and Loyalty across the board from episode 9. It definitely ran across all the players from Ghost, from Tariq and Braden to even Rashad Tate and Kamal Tate. But drop all your comments down below, especially the situation with Monet, Mecca and Zeke. Will Mecca and Zeke make it out of this season alive? And could Zeke be the tragic and hurtful death that we see in episode 10? Drop all your thoughts down below, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 2 Ghost and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.